evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Again. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you again too. I mean, was this new appointment schedule work out for you? Good. No traffic.
Perfect. No traffic.
No traffic.
Perfect timing. My son Eduardo couldn't make it today.
Oh, okay.
Practice, so
oh, okay.
He couldn't make it.
I understand. No worries. Definitely next time whenever he decide to come in, he can definitely show up.
Okay, thank you.
And like we did last time, we'll go ahead and schedule an appropriate time for you and for your son to come in and for our session. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So like we discussed last time, we're going to be pretty much going over what we discussed as far as your situation and what steps and what plans can we make to help you and your family along as we progress forward with this. And if for any moment you feel like you're not getting the help you need, you can definitely talk to our agency and speak with them directly and explain that you want to speak to and fill out some paperwork and ask them if you'd like to speak to someone else or if you'd like to sign out of the agency. That's not a problem. We just want to make sure that you're getting the best help as possible and that you're getting well as your family. And regarding our email, did you bring the assessment that I
Yes, I did.
emailed you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. So this assessment, was it a little bit much than last time that you taken?
It was a little, a little bit, not much, but.
Was it like? Would you say there were some things that were maybe a little too, a little difficult to answer, or was it easy?
Yeah, you could say most of it was easy and I could answer.
Mm-hmm.
But just one was a little hard, but it was I was able to do it.
Oh wow! Look at you, you're a trooper, and from what we were discussing last time, you actually did show some progress because you came and you wanted to try to do something to help yourself and to help your kids. Because I know this can't be easy, especially it's not. And definitely we're going to go over. And before anything, I do want to go over again about how whatever you say here is only here. No one's going to know. No one's not going to see. No one's going to see what we were documenting, what we were talking about. Whatever I write down is strictly. But at the same time, we do tend to disclose some information due to the safety for you and your kids. Like we want to make sure that there's no self-harm, you're not hurt, you won't be hurting anybody, and we want to just keep that in mind. Okay, awesome. All right, now to go over our assessment, can you tell me if there's anything that's been different since we last spoke?
To be honest, no. Everything is still pretty much the same. I'm trying to, overcome the situation and handle it the best I can.
Right.
Especially with my kids. I did have to seek a doctor because I felt like a lot of tension in my head and so I felt like I was stressing and he told me that it's stress. And I explained to him my situation, so he's like, yeah, it's understandable,
Right.
But you just have to try to make the best of it because, it can affect you worse in the long run.
Definitely, and that's good that you went to go see a doctor about the stress that you've been having. I know this can't be easy, and I'm sorry that it's been going on like that. I mean, I'm sure the doctor was doing his best to provide you the best checkup as possible and to give you some guidance as far as how to keep yourself well and not to overstress yourself.
Right.
Did your doctor happen to prescribe you anything?
He didn't yet.
Okay.
He said that he scheduled me back an appointment to see, how I was doing. And then from there, he's gonna see about, giving me medicine. But he said he didn't want to take that step yet.
Right. Okay.
Has to do other things aside from medicine first.
Okay. Well, wow. Then that's. I mean, it's not great, but at the same time, it's a good thing that you're not quite there yet because I know you want to make sure you're not pretty much going a little bit over on the stress side.
Right.
Because I know work is a lot and you're putting a lot of effort to maintain yourself in your job as well as taking care of your kids. have their kids. How are your children doing, by the way? Ever since our last session.
They're doing a little bit better too. It's helping. It's I think it is helping them to talk to somebody else
Mm-hmm.
aside from family members.
Yes.
Because my son he just really enjoys it, so I think it's helping them somewhat, and I think
Oh, okay.
it's gonna really help them a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And your son is very bright, and honestly, when you and him coming here, it'll definitely help you out as much as possible, and we will support you in the best way we can, and to offer you resources if there's anything else you need. Now, going over your assessment, I was a little bit intrigued by what you responded. Can you talk to me a little bit about the last question you answered? If you can change one thing in your life and help you and your family, what would it be and why?
Well, honestly, the one thing I would change is to bring my husband back. 'Cause now that we've been away 20, going on 2 years, I see the importance of him, and in how important it is for him to be, in his kids' life and my life, and I'm sure he feels the same way, like as far as missing us, and we miss him, and so seeing mainly how it's affecting my kids, like that's the toughest part and the hardest part because it's affecting them more than we thought it was gonna affect them. So, um, now that I see what they're going through, sometimes I guess you could say regret um, starting this process.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, I know it was a major thing that had to be done. So,
Oh, okay.
so the one thing that I would change, I can honestly say, is just have him back in our lives, here with us.
Absolutely, and
Hmm.
I think that's very beautiful, and I think that's wonderful that you have your mind set up into that positive moment because thinking things like positive also helps you because it gets you to where you won't have to be um, sat down in the same place where you always been, and it's your husband. I think it's done a great and brave moment to be able to make this decision. I know it hasn't been. It probably wasn't easy for him to make, especially for you
Right.
and your kids. And we're as far as the agency goes and how far gonna go, we're gonna make sure that you actually do have that support system, and that's a good thing that your family is there too.
Right.
And having your family there is a wonderful support system because they're always gonna be there. They're always gonna have your backs no matter
Hmm.
what, and you are definitely on the right track there. You're getting the help you need. You're getting the help for yourself. And also, another question that I was actually intrigued also was the question that you answered. Um, so let's talk about the goal that you wanted to set up. You said you wanted to start a small business. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't know exactly what type of business, but I feel like I need to do something, because just one income, and my income is not like that great or big,
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a lot of money, but
Okay.
so having I think a little extra income coming in is gonna help us a lot, me and my kids. So that's one thing I've been thinking about
Okay.
lately that I need to start looking into what can I do or
Mm-hmm.
which direction to go as far as
Yeah.
maybe trying to start a small business.
Okay. Yeah.
To help us out. So I just been thinking about that lately this week, and
Right.
so I'm starting to look up things and see
Okay.
what's the best and probably the easiest
Mm-hmm.
thing or to do as
Right.
far as
Right.
getting a little business going.
A little bit of business going,
Hmm.
absolutely. And because you work at a finance loan department, that's a wonderful experience to have. I mean, you get to learn everything about accounting, you get to learn about the
Hmm.
finances, the
Hmm.
loans that goes out, and
Right.
also having that excellent communication between yourself and your customers.
Right.
That's also another big step to have. And I
Hmm.
mean, honestly, you're on the right track, and I think that's a wonderful goal you're
Thank
setting
you.
there. And definitely, we can definitely work with that. have you considered taking courses like college courses that revolve around business?
Um, Honestly, I hadn't thought about that. But I know maybe that's gonna be a big one of the not a requirement, but like a good tool to have because it's gonna teach me a little bit more. How to maybe run a business. So I hadn't thought about that, but I think that's gonna be a good step to take as well. Maybe taking some classes, to help out with that.
And as far as having like going to start a small business, taking classes is a good step. But there are other options you can definitely go to help you further as far as getting a small business. Not like what kind of business would you want to do? How would you go with that? How would you
Well,
make that business?
that's the thing. I don't know. I haven't like exactly, said okay, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, I just started thinking about that. Like
Okay.
that's something that I maybe need to start
Okay.
looking into and focusing on.
Mhm.
To help me out a little bit more as far as financially.
Mhm.
So I'm barely like it's just a thought that came in my head,
It's just a
and
thought. Okay.
I've been thinking more and more lately. Like yeah, I do need to look into it somehow, starting some little bit, getting some little business going.
Right. Okay, absolutely. And of course, no, definitely, no rush, no pressure. You take your pace, and really, I mean, I think what's important is that you really want, if as long as you're comfortable and you really want to make this decision of starting a small business, definitely. I mean, and we are here to provide resources as far as information, what are the steps to get there, and if you want to come back to that, you most certainly can. We can definitely go over that in our next session.
Okay.
And because that's a wonderful way. That's a wonderful goal that you have there. Honestly, you're definitely doing something for yourself and your family. As far as that goes, did you have any other questions? Did you want to ask?
Um, no, I'm gonna no, just um, no, actually, I'm glad that I was able to find y'all to help me out a little bit, cause just speaking to somebody else outside helps a lot. So right now, no, I'm good.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you were, and I'm glad that you came, and I'm glad that you're getting the help. And feel free to email me. I'm so sorry, I ran out of business cards, but I will definitely get more next time we have our next session. But what is a good time for you? Did you want to do the same time that we ended
The
last
same
time?
time again, yes.
6 o'clock on
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 o'clock on Monday sounds great. Let me go ahead and get a pen, and we will continue on with our session. I'm so sorry. Well, it was great, and we hope to see you again next time. And if you have any questions, you do have my email, and feel free to let me know if you can't make it to this session. We can always reschedule at the best time for you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. And your son, I wish him well. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one. All right. So on this role play, I went ahead and I did a small little assessment. It was just a few questions that were different compared to the last session that we had, from my last video with my sister. She answered them, and we went over a little bit as far as where we were going to go from here if she wanted to continue. And I did also make sure that she did I did reflect back to what we were discussing in our previous session, and as far as strictly confidential information, and how some information will be shared only if the client tends to cause little self harm on themselves or others. I made sure that we were positioned properly, and I made sure I kept my eye contact to her, because that's very important. You want to make sure you let your clients know that you are paying attention to them and that you are responding. And as far as that goes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to send me any critiques. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything you thought maybe I could have done better or I could have done to improve, feel free to let me know. Thanks.